Welcome to another episode of Not Another Couples Podcast.
Keep forgetting to look how many episodes we've
Not
done.
another one. Oh, people must be saying.
If they're not actually.
No, they're not saying that. They're all saying what a wonderful, amazing podcast it is.
And the talent's phenomenal.
The talent.
So my eyes are a bit baggy today.
Okay, you've got the hat on. For those watching
Baggy
on
eyes.
certain channels. Talking of channels, we are talking about social media today.
Oh.
Keir Starmer has started this whole process of bringing in a ban for most social media platforms for under 16s.
Correct.
And what do we think about that, Mark Roberts?
So Australia introduced it in 2025. What other countries have?
So Australia, I'm not sure other countries, but Australia's the one big, massive one, obviously, that started the ball rolling. But I have seen, I mean, obviously, I'm only reading what's out there on the interweb.
Oh, well, you should be under 60 media. Or under 16s.
Rude. Thank you.
Well, you want to be under 60.
No, I know, but I'm not under 16, am I?
No, but it could be under 60s as well.
I'm definitely under 60, yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that Australia's lots of people who are in Australia have said, well, it was a really nice idea, but there's still 70% of kids using.
Yes, I saw there was an article today. Yeah, 60% of 12 to 14-year-olds bypass it.
This is the thing. So the thing is obviously that they're trying to ban it for under 16-year-olds. Great idea. I think it's a brilliant thing. But lots of people are saying, well, parents should be parenting their children better and maybe putting in a few more restrictions. The thing is, it doesn't matter whether you've got social media, whatever it is, as a teenager, you want the stuff that you're not supposed to have, generally.
Or do things that you would.
Yeah, so if you think, you don't really want, we don't encourage, it's over 18 for alcohol consumption. There are millions of kids getting older people to buy them alcohol.
It's like when we were younger, people used to get cigarettes.
Yeah, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, whatever it is. I'm not encouraging any of these things, obviously.
No, of course not.
But there are ways, if people want to do stuff, there are ways to get around it. Hopefully what it might do is just encourage even 50% of teenagers to have less time on social media. And the ones that are always going to do it and find a way and do all the stuff will find a way. So, if you ban a child from having a phone at school, or you don't allow your child to have a phone with those apps on, they're just going to look at their mates' phones, who do have them, if they do have them, or their older siblings, friends, kids in older years, whatever it is. There's always going to be a way around it, like we said.
One of the journalists in the Times was talking about, in our generation, it was TV. But it was so much easier for the parents to come in and turn it off.
Yeah.
It wasn't portable. You couldn't take your TV into your room and read it under the duvet after 9 when parents didn't know, like they can.
Unless you had a
laptops.
TV in your room.
Did you have one?
Yeah.
Fuck me. Well, that's unbelievable knowing how strict your mum was.
My mum was not strict.
I thought she was on certain things. That's terrible.
No, we had TVs in our room. Little tiny
That is terrible.
So I used to do my homework. This is the only way. Because I was still doing gymnastics, sitting on the floor in like a straddle position. Yeah. My homework on the floor. I had a perfectly usable desk.
Obviously.
With the TV on, with the sound off. Don't know why. And then like radio or music playing quietly.
Why do you have the TV on?
I don't know. I think it was just another visual distraction from doing my homework.
I just think...
But I think, our kids are pretty active a lot of the time. And it's not just about being active. It's about interacting, communicating well. And I had a chat with Amber yesterday about this. Obviously, she's 20. We're past that. We're past that with both our kids because they're 18 and 20. However, they've sort of just been introduced to it, social media, when they were a bit younger.
Yeah.
But we still do, strict rules that they don't have their phones in their rooms. Slightly different now. Amber's at uni and she does what she wants. But up until while they're at school, during school term, there's no phones in the rooms. Because we found there were kids... When they first got phones and stuff, there were friends that their phones would be charging downstairs, and we'd be going to bed much later than them back in that day. Now they go to bed later than us. But we'd come down in the morning, or I'd come, we'd come in later from a night out or something, and their phones would be there, and there'd be kids messaging them at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
because they're on their phones. They wake up and their phone's next to them in their bed, and they just start.
But
scrolling.
I think, I mean, forget just under 16s, but obviously we're talking about that. But I think there is teachers are saying that they've just noticed that people's lack of ability to concentrate.
Yeah, yeah.
But that comes across to adults. I just think the amount of time we waste. I mean, I find myself doom scrolling. I mean, a lot of my stuff is a bit nerdy because I'm saving it to rolls for discus, shot put. So it's quite interesting.
Saving it to what?
Rolls. Isn't it rolls? My files.
Files. Let's just say I'm saving it.
What do you call it?
Reels.
No, I didn't mean that.
What do you
mean rolls with reels. It's like these little, I don't know what they're called. They look like little film rolls. That's what I call them.
Okay.
Anyway.
Carry on.
That thing. But
saving them.
But I just think people's concentration, like, I just think everyone's got their phone. I'm not just about under 16s, but I think the problem is there's a formation that happens during those periods. If they're 12 to 16 to 18, that they just lack the ability to concentrate for long periods of time because there's always something influencing, dinging, pinging.
Yeah, but I think at school they're not allowed their phones in the classrooms, are they? Well, I don't know about all schools, but definitely most of the schools that I know of. And that's part of it, that you don't have. So there is still an interaction, but everything's interactive now. You know, with technology, everything's moved on. In the olden days, you know, you had to sit there and wait for a teacher to write out painfully slowly on a blackboard anything that they wanted you to read or remember, and then it went high tech, and we had an overhead projector. Like cling film they used to write on and then just roll it on and project it onto a screen. That was super high tech in the 80s, kids.
That was wow.
And then, you know, when our kids are at school, it's interactive whiteboards and it's all just PowerPoint presentation stuff. So it's very quick, it's instant. They can look anything up instantly, as we all do, which is I think a good thing. But like you're saying, it stops you spending time researching, looking, having to physically go somewhere. I mean, Amber and I were having a discussion yesterday. We were saying that, you know, we as a family are fairly interactive. You know, we sit and have dinner together, we talk, they offload to us. You know, they still have their own stuff going on and their friends and their own little privs or whatever, you know, accounts. But I think we are quite lucky, and maybe that's because we've instigated it.
It's not luck.
It's perfect parenting.
No, it's not perfect parenting, but it was one of the rules we had.
Yeah, but you interact, whereas we do know of other people and have heard of other people where the kids just like go, oh, I never see them. They're just in their room the whole time, or they're doing this, and so you don't know what your child is actually doing, and you don't know who they're talking to. You don't know what's going on in their head, and it's really hard, especially once they hit that teenage
formative, yes,
where they've just shut down. They don't know how to then communicate and offload and share what's going on in their life.
I mean, obviously Facebook was the first thing, and it was people tended to put stuff up about their holidays and stuff, and there was a direct correlation to people feeling a little bit more depressed because they look at Facebook and everyone's having an amazing
perfect
time.
Lives when they're not really.
And you know, Instagram can be a little like that, but I don't know, for me, I think I get why the government are trying to do it. It gives parents a little bit more support to say that it's not them. But I do think the amount of time that is wasted, and people go, oh, it's my turn off, it's my relaxation. It's not the same. It's been clinically proven that scrolling is not the same in terms of turning your brain off. I'm not expecting people to sit there and meditate.
Okay, is watching TV then? What?
No, I'm not saying watching TV. That's not the same.
Okay, so what I'm saying is the same. In our day, you'd go and sit and watch Countdown, or
oh, that was good.
Or you know, Neighbours.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Well, you might have been, but I definitely wasn't.
Okay.
You know, or Neighbours or something like, you know. But the thing was then you had a certain time and then you had a set time to watch it unless you recorded on your VHS or Betamax.
So you all took it to your bedroom upstairs. Can't believe that.
We got to take it to your bedroom. The bedroom. It's like a little TV there. But I honestly didn't spend that much time in my bedroom because I was doing
14
backflips and
losing virginity.
Not at 14. You used to think that was so funny.
Until I had a daughter.
Until you had a daughter who was 14. And I'm like, yeah, not so funny now, is it, mate?
I don't know. We're obviously a different generation, and it's interesting. You should ask maybe Flynn at 18, who's now past 16, obviously. But one of his New Year's resolutions was to be on the phone less. That was one of his.
Yeah, so he just goes on his iPad and watches YouTube instead.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube is a great channel. Like you say, everything has its place. For me, it's just what the kids can access. So if you think under 18s aren't supposed to go into pubs and legally drink, they all find a way round because they get fake IDs. Some pubs are more lax about stuff, and you sort of all know that, and it's not encouraged. Whereas, I don't know, and obviously the landlords and pub, they will be strict and they stand by it, and it's their responsibility to not allow. Yes, you can stop your children going to a pub, but again, when they're out on their 17, you don't always know exactly where they are, apart from technology, because then you can find them on your phone. But what I'm saying is that I don't know why the people who are setting up the social media channels, there's not harsher restrictions on them.
Because they make less money. I think, personally,
because they are the ones who are putting it out there.
When a parent buys a phone, I think you should have the ability, you have different contracts. And when you buy a phone for your kid, you have different contracts. I think they should also be able to say, on this contract, you've also got 1 hour of social media a day, or 90 minutes, or 2 hours. You choose it, and the phone company could quite easily control it. It just turns up, you hit that number, boom. And I know you can get apps to control that, but that is controlled by normally the kid.
Well, no, normally all the parents, they can shut off the Wi-Fi at certain times of night and all those sort of things.
So the other one...
But then you're hated as a parent, which is part of being a parent.
Yeah.
Rather than being a government rule or a stricter...
I mean, but does it have to be big? Does it have to be Big Brother all the time? It's like, then the next thing will obviously be, sugar tax, we've talked about. And, should we have to rely on the government to ensure that our children are eating healthily?
Well, it's exactly what I'm saying. So there is a parental responsibility, I feel. And that starts early on. And, the trouble is, it's easy parenting. And we've all done it. We all had our children or babies and we go, my child's not going to watch TV and watch the screen. They're going to do organic crafts.
What's the Japanese maths that they do? What's it called? Is it Japanese or Chinese?
Koroko or something. All those things of, you have these idealistic views, and then when you're with your kids 24/7 and they're driving you insane,
yes,
you just go here, watch the iPad, because I just literally need a break. But again, it's limited. So we've seen people out for dinner with their kids, and the kids are just sitting watching a film
right from the start.
That's not
right from
interacting
the
with
start.
your child.
It's not like they've had dinner and then
it's
dessert,
literally like eat dinner. Grown-ups are talking now, or whatever, or you've done really well. You've sat and interacted for an hour as a 4-year-old.
So Flynn's got his last PE exam today.
Yes, A-level exam today,
and it's paper 3, which I don't actually know what the title of paper 3 is. But one of the things they talk about is the effects of industrialisation and so on.
Yeah.
And one of the questions that Amber was testing on yesterday was about gaming. And the other big thing we don't talk about with social media, when people spend too much time sitting still, is the fucking obesity crisis.
Yeah.
There is a direct link to being inactive and obesity.
Well, just having a remote control for your TV. In our day, you had to get up, walk to the TV, press the button, come back down, sit down.
And it made a satisfying click.
Yeah, it was a proper click. And we only had 3 channels.
But yeah, so I think that's the big one. And that's the big one that's costing the world huge amounts of money.
But then you could look at the flip side of that.
There we go.
And there's loads of fitness apps, there's loads of fitness tech, and people are actually being able to access workouts and more and stuff like online. But they would maybe be...
They're the type of people who are already into it, I think.
Possibly not. There might also be people who are too scared or intimidated to go to a gym and start, and actually they start at home.
Well, a friend of ours we saw on the weekend lost loads of weight recently, sorted himself out, and he just went onto AI. Exactly. And obviously this is my profession, but there are some decent.
So there is great stuff on all these platforms, but I
personally think the government should be able to say, should be speaking to all of the big phone providers and going, right, you have to offer a restriction of time, and the parent whoever pays for the bill, and under 16 you're likely to think that that's going to be the parent, is going, right, that one has a 2-hour limit on social media each day. Brilliant. Yeah. And then it's taken out of everyone's hands.
Okay, Mark Roberts, give Keir a little
because the social media company will never limit it because they lose fees.
No, because they lose money.
The phone company, it's still the same, slightly different tariffs, but they're always offering you a different tariff if you fart twice a day.
Well, it's also more of an incentive for the parents to go with that phone provider if they have these restrictions.
It's easy. They could easily do it. Apple could easily do it. Easily do it.
They don't want to, though,
Software,
do
of course they don't. But so, I mean, this is
So
the thing,
Amazon-
and this is the whole argument with AI as well. It's like, we haven't put any restrictions on AI.
The problem is, I also
and now
think...
we're losing jobs, so now they're suddenly worrying about it.
What I was going to say was...
With your finger up.
If you're going to listen.
Sorry.
I forgot what I was saying now because you've interrupted me.
The thing is,
we were saying about kids finding a way, whatever, they'll find a way. What if they put restrictions on certain apps? I mean, they will find darker and more unrestricted
I'm sure they
areas to do stuff.
But at least, even if you made a difference of 25% of the nation...
It's going to make it harder, isn't it?
Yeah.
For them to access it.
It's the same as, making smoking not under 16 or, taking cocaine under 12.
So I was telling about this site that was...
Uh-oh.
No, that was not a darker web, but it was set up... this guy set up when he was about 18 in like 2009. It's called Omegle, Omegle. Never heard of it. Shut down in 2023 because it basically became massive during COVID. And their thing, I looked it up because I was like, I don't even know what it is. She said, basically it says an alternative for random video chat with strangers worldwide.
Oh, it's real?
Yeah. Amber said so they like when they were COVID.
What was it called? Pervert?
Basically, Omegle. So obviously the good side of it was interacting with people worldwide.
Yes.
The bad side is always paedophiles and
grooming
and also kids experimenting, finding like weirdos to chat to online.
When you see those male grooming clinics when you could walk, I always think, is that what they do there? But it's not, apparently. They do haircuts and other things.
Did you go in and try it?
Yeah, I wasn't groomed.
Like, no, I'm sorry, you're far too old.
No, but I'm Amber's brother.
Oh my God, can't believe that happened to you.
I can. I went to the cafe.
What do you mean you can?
Because I look young. And I went there, and the woman said after I left to Amber, "Oh, is that your brother?" You say
woman? She was about 18
and had a guide dog. No, she didn't have a guide dog. She wasn't partially sighted.
I think it must have been really dark. You must have been like silhouetted. You couldn't actually see any of the wrinkles on your face.
Mid-20s brother.
I did actually get asked for ID in Sainsbury's during lockdown. The reason being, I was wearing a mask, glasses, and a hat. Yeah. So you couldn't see anything of my face. I was quite excited though. I'll take that.
ChatGPT and AI. The other one that friends tell me about is it Claude?
Something like that, yeah.
Which isn't backed. So the people from ChatGPT are big Trump supporters and so on. Yeah. And also they bring their data from different sources where Claude is more ethical apparently. So obviously the problem is AI, with
please use Claude.
I believe you have to pay for it. But it is phenomenal. It is. I mean, it's changing and changed the world. But I do worry. We were talking about it with kids going through certain degrees. It's just like marketing upstairs of one of the offices upstairs. I mean, you can do a job. I mean, back in the day when I was doing a flyer, I would have. Do you remember when you could put something out? What was the name of it? You put something out to people who were graphic designers and say, "Oh, could someone design me this?" Yes, and they would come back.
For a Fiverr.
That's gone. Because you just do it. I mean, Heather did it for a voucher for one of our clients. And it came out, even changed the picture from the gym. It changed the screen, our TV screen in the gym, and put a PS logo on it without asking.
Did it make you look...
Massive.
No,
downstairs.
Like 16, 17.
Well, I looked 25.
Older brother. Did she actually say older brother? Like much older from a first marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my grandparent, my granddad was like him and his brother. Then there was a 20-year gap.
No, you see, they're just jealous.
And then two more.
It's the freckles. It's one advantage of having freckles now.
Oh, that's anti-aging.
Yeah.
What, it makes you look younger, it keeps your skin younger, it protects you.
Everything.
Protects you from
it protects you because people don't really talk to you or look at you.
Yeah, ginger and freckles.
So you're protected. So we didn't get COVID. Ginger people and freckle people got less COVID.
Is there special online social media for gingers?
Yes, it's called gingivitis.
Ginger space. Yeah. Gingergram. Gingergram.
You imagine 3 people. How many followers you got? 2.
For you, Boris Becker.
Blue tick. It'd be a ginger tick. Be a red orangey tick.
Could you make millions from the 25 ginger people?
I reckon people have listened to this podcast, have taken our ideas, and they're now billionaires.
No, they're all trademarked. No, they're all trademarked, all the verified and trademarked and patented and all those things. We've got lawyers on it, so don't steal our ideas. Yeah.
Going back to the social media ban, I think it is a good attempt.
Yeah.
I think the next one will be. Look, they're looking at ways of reducing costs. So inactivity, whether they think this is the way to do it rather than sugar taxing, but inactivity and obesity costs the nation huge amounts in terms of healthcare and so on. And we are getting very good at getting fat.
And it's just habits. It's good habits, isn't it? Like with your kids, just don't like force feed them to have organic wheatgrass matcha breakfast, but there's extremes. But there's, like everything, there's always a balance, isn't there?
There's a balance, yin and yang,
so
hills and valleys.
Be a bit active. Try and be as healthy as you can. Have some fun. Let loose a bit.
How much time do you spend on your Instagram?
Varies. If I'm doing worky things and social media things, then probably quite a lot.
What's an average day? We looked at this the other day.
I'd say probably about 4 hours, probably, like on and off, through the day. Probably.
That's a lot, isn't it?
But I use my phone like I use my laptop, so a lot of my usage comes up. So I could be looking.
No, I wasn't asking that.
LinkedIn.
I was no, not
just
about
social
that.
media.
It will show you.
Yeah. Okay. Don't know then. Haven't looked yet.
So you should look. What do you think is a realistic time? If you were setting a child, what would you say to a child in a day? Because I think that's a lot. It's not just under 16 now. I think a lot of parents are doing it as well.
100%. We are all doing.
What do you think for Instagram? So if you
just
social media,
I would say a lot of our age don't do Instagram. There are people who are very into it.
Some people still do booking of the face.
A lot of my friends, because I post, when you're obviously with work things and things like that, when I was doing the podcast, all those things, I'm trying to push stuff out there.
Yeah.
Or do stuff, and people haven't seen it or don't know because they're not on Instagram. I don't know. So okay, for a child.
No, for what would if you were giving advice to your child and you said, right, I would like you to limit your social media so they don't use Facebook. 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
So that should be across the board with everyone then.
Yeah, but I'm not a developing, learning teenager.
No, but you're still an adult that needs time to do other things.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But we should look. We'll get back to you. We'll have a look on our things.
Yeah.
Because I think because that's what I've heard lots of kids going, why should I do less when all I see is you lot doing that? Do you know what I mean? If they see their parents doing it all the time. But I think
also
it's back to parenting.
No, it's parenting, but lead by example.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. We try and lead by example to our kids, or
we're perfect.
We don't smoke. We occasionally socially drink.
Susie, you drank a lot of Negroni this weekend.
I'm an hello.
I stayed up to 2.
Okay, we went away with a whole group of friends, original friends of Mark's from school, and when he was about 18, 20, early 20s, who I then met when I was 25, so over 25 years, only 30 years. That we've known these people. So once a year we all get together. And we were having this great little pub location in Bury, St Edmunds, and it was like a pub you could rent out as an event space.
That's been now bought
like an Airbnb, they rent it out. So it was really lovely. Garden, like games room thing.
But I stayed up till 2.
You stayed up till 2 a.m, which is unheard of.
I'm an animal.
I actually messaged our friend Ray May, and she
could
not believe
when I saw her yesterday.
That you stayed up till 2.
You meant 2 in the afternoon.
I said, we will have to go to bed by 6 p.m. like a baby to make up for it. So, yes, and there was a lot of alcohol consumed generally. And
not more by you.
You.
You were tiddled.
I think you might have been having Negronis, rum and ginger.
Negroni feels very mature.
Negronis are lethal.
Yes,
it's like drinking paint stripper, I feel.
Campari, I've turned into my dad.
My mum used to drink Campari.
Of course she did. With that hair she used to have. Makes your
matched
hair
her hair. Oh, it's Campari and tonic.
So yes, I think the social media thing will be interesting. I think the politicians are looking for avenues to improve their voters, increase their voters.
Yeah, that's going to be a big tick for Keir, because I think he was sort of dropping off a cliff a bit with a few people, even Labour supporters.
I think he'll still be going, but I think
but it'll bring him back to yes, we're gonna.
We've done something positive in
life. Well, because they're talking about bringing in restrictions, whatever they're going to do. What's the word?
Globally. universally?
No.
Nationally? Regionally?
Anyway, they're sort of hopefully instigating some of these stuff that they're proposing by December this year.
That's quite quick for the government.
And fully restrictions start spring 2027. That's their plan. That's their timeline, people. Let's hold them to it. Yeah, because I was just chatting with Amber, literally just said, I said, look, I know you're past, you're 20, you're 21, so that's, you're on your own terms mostly, but we're still paying for your phone and paying for everything, so there is some
I think there
negotiation.
Will be, I think in Amber's generation, Flynn's generation, there will be a trend for people to meet up and not have completely.
But there is already. I think if you look at the generation slightly ahead of Amber, I think they don't really drink as much. They don't. You know what I mean? There's not that whole. There are a lot of people still doing that, but there's a big push for people to do. They go and go running at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. No one did that. We're just coming in from clubbing. On a Sunday
24-hour gyms now are busy.
So it's very much a different ethos to life. But also, our kids go back to almost like the retro. Retro ways always come back in, I think. So, everything was like digital. You got your best camera on your phone, and then they're all buying little digital cameras or Polaroids or, going back to basics, and vinyl. There's stuff that does come back. So I think they sort of, it's almost like, not just retro, just sort of historical links that stuff that we got in the 90s and 80s becomes quite cool.
Everything's circular. I don't know, my views on it. I think I find myself on it sometimes and go, well, that's half an hour of my time completely fucking wasted. And you could, it's relaxation. Relaxation would have been sitting looking at the river.
Yeah, I think there's time and a place, and I think sometimes it's great. And also, I think with the social media, with people sitting on their phones, we are the problem for me, I think, is that we are contactable 24/7. Your mum has an Apple. If you have an Apple Watch or that links to everything,
them just twitching.
You can't turn it on. We could, I suppose, turn it off. But you know what I mean? Even if you haven't got your phone to you, that's telling you stuff, and all the technology. You become more. You can't switch off as easily because you are constantly going, oh, that person just texted me, I've got to reply to them. Whereas we used to have to, like you're saying, if you go to speak to a friend, you then end up having a conversation with their parent, mum or dad, who's answered the phone. Hello, while John. They go and get that person because they're up in the bedroom
having a bath or whatever.
And you've got to go, hiya, I'm this person.
I mean, I guess you could argue that it starts conversations, but the amount of times I see builders in vans or kids sitting in parks all on their phones, not communicating or chatting to each other. Now, you could argue one of them will occasionally go, oh, look at that. I'll pass it to the other person. But the amount of times I see vans, workmen, sitting in the front.
They used to read page 3 in the Sun.
But they would. I think with reading, I don't know why. I think you get absorbed less. We've talked about this.
They might be reading the Daily Fail online on their phone.
No, they won't be.
Which I wouldn't encourage either, but
no, especially the health section. Fuck, that should be banned.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So,
but no, they're not. They're not. They won't be reading. They won't be reading an online paper. They'll be scrolling.
But see, I find the stuff that Flynn watches on YouTube and stuff. Most of it, obviously, we don't find all of it funny because it's not aimed at us. But it is quite interactive and.
Yeah, funny. There's the golf. The brothers, what they call the four.
So there's some great stuff out there.
Who's the guy that's gone religious now? He showed us his clips when he was like 15, 16 and became massive. The guy I
can't remember his name.
Yeah,
YouTuber.
He's gone very religious.
Has he?
Yeah. Did you not hear
that's the one who went? I didn't hear the beginning. No, the one who went and did that wrestling one we watched.
Yes.
Yeah. Joe
W something. Anyway, apparently he's got whether it's just. I don't think he's faking it. I think he's just gone very religious.
Fair enough.
Born again.
Fair enough, but
that's a community. That's interesting. I think it breaks. When you have a friendship group, you do things together, and those friends tend to veer towards certain things, whether they're active or I don't know, artsy or acting or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, where was I going with this?
Community.
I think it breaks down. I don't know. I really fucking hate it when I see kids just not. We're coming across more and more kids now that are perhaps struggling at school, and then they struggle even more because social media shows that they should be perfect, and then the other big one we haven't talked about is porn. So back in the day we used to sort of sneak in and go to the top row of the local newsagent to get readers' wives.
Top shelf.
Which was obviously a lot harder. Accessing porn is easy now, but it's not just about accessing porn. It's the type of porn they're watching, where sex is very different than perhaps what we thought sex was at 16.
In 1975.
Where no one's got any pubic hair and there's all sorts of things going on. Amber didn't know what a pearl necklace was.
Can't say that.
Why?
On here.
What, a pearl necklace?
No, not Amber didn't know that. No.
Why? That's good, isn't it?
No, we don't need to discuss her knowledge of anything.
What about pearl necklaces?
You can say that was a thing we didn't know and we had to explain to certain people. No, we don't want that in.
She won't mind.
She won't. Okay. But that's also what we were talking about I was chatting with Amber about the social media thing, is obviously certain influencers are using their kids, not using their kids, but their kids feature highly in all their social media stuff.
Okay.
And it's like, they don't have, it's not, I mean, I know there was wasn't it Gwyneth Paltrow's kids or whatever kicked off because she kept showing them and they hadn't asked my permission. But which I get, but I'm talking about like smallish kids were funny. Do you know what I mean? It's like us putting that, it's like us putting that video of her talking about Piggy when she was about 3. And it's really funny, but if you posted that, it's, you're just showing young kids, she's just like in a little night, it's just asking for the wrong people.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Audiences. And also you're just sort of pimping out your kids to make money for, views. And then these people are clamping down going, social media's banned, don't want my kids open to it. I'm like, well, you've just...
So it's interesting. So like the kids now, they use Vinted a lot. I'm just thinking about social media as a legitimate business, because we all talk about, we must post so people see about PS Gym and stuff. And I get a lot of people going, I saw your post. But it doesn't actually lead to anything. There's a very small minority. It's an
interest. For them, it shows what goes on in the gym.
But what do we actually gain from that financially? It's normally your friends and family that already followed you.
Yeah, but they also might tell someone else, or it might, I mean? But it doesn't, I can't speak at the minute. It's not necessarily those people, just that friend watching it. Because we post reels, they go out to a wider audience. So
that's
so you're looking at some of them, they've viewed millions of them.
But that wasn't a very good example.
I know what you're saying.
So we're just trying to get the people knowing what PS do, and someone go, you should try them. I saw them.
And seeing us as people rather than just the gym and being intimidated.
In terms of what I've noticed on Instagram now is I get a lot more stuff. People shop here, shop now.
Yeah.
I get like almost every other one. Obviously athletics, porn, and then shop now. But it's like, buy this T-shirt or buy this. Once I've talked about a golf T-shirt, suddenly my algorithm is like. So it's become a much more of a business platform rather than actually just.
But TikTok, I would say, is probably one of the biggest. Still.
Is it?
We don't. We do use it a little bit for this, but I don't use it generally.
I've never been. Or LinkedIn.
Yeah, because now TikTok has become, I think, massive because there's got a TikTok shop. Huge amount of money with all the top influencers and the top people on TikTok.
Do you use X?
No, I've
never been on it.
No, as soon as Elon, I used to when it was Twitter. Again, because originally it was a really easy way to communicate with people, like celebrity, because it was seemed a bit more, I suppose, a bit more like a LinkedIn, but it was a hybrid.
You use LinkedIn
really.
Still, don't you?
Yeah, I use LinkedIn, but for me that is very much a professional workspace. People do post some more like behind the scenes or their family life a little bit, but it's not all look at my perfect life, look at my perfect thing. It is about, you know, some work event or a conference or a work, you know, thoughts or how to manage people better, all those sorts of things. It's a bit more, supposedly, a more sort of a business.
Can I just conclude you, Susie? What are your views on social media? Do you think it's good, the ban?
I think the ban is good. I think if it comes in properly and it's enforced properly, I think it's a good thing, specifically for teenagers, because they haven't really developed who they are and they're exposed to a lot of stuff that isn't good on there.
So you know how some of the websites or whatever, they ask your age and the kids can just lie and put in a different age of birth. Will it still be that easy for them to do?
This is what I think that they should have to have. Like, you know, you can easily scan your cars or your... You know, like yesterday I did a drive awareness course. Thank you, speed awareness course.
Have you driven since you've done it? No.
Oh yeah, I moved my car. I took my car out and back.
Did you do it under
out the driveway?
Did you go over 20?
No,
good.
It was driving your car. I got it. Actually, my car's fine. Mm-hmm. So again, I had to show my driving license to prove who I was.
Mm-hmm. So you think they're just going to get stricter? So for under 16s, they will have to have some form of
identity card to actually show, and they've got to I mean, it's not difficult, is it? Digitally, to have all this stuff, everything is stored about you.
And well, that's another thing.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Fear. But yes,
having some form of identification that you have to show,
I think,
to allow you to be able to access certain things. It's like you go on an alcohol site. If you're buying wine or anything on, and then you have to say, "Are you over 18?" Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No, I'm not, but I still like to buy lots.
But I want to look at it anyway.
Yes, please, because I love looking at Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. All right.
Well, that's it then. Now we have
Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think, people. Tell us, are you up?
Well, they might ban social media and just not listen to us.
Yeah, but we're not. I think the majority of our audiences are definitely over 16.
No, they're not.
They're not? No. Okay, well, they should be.
Over 60.
Yeah, over 60. Between that. Anyway, have a good week, everybody. Love you. Bye.